Cool. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming along today for a chat all about AI content tools with Chris, founder of Copy.ai, and with Peter, founder of Copylime. So how this session will work, it'll be very informal. I've got a bunch of questions to ask them. And if you want to jump in on camera or in the Zoom chat to ask any, just jump in and we'll take it from there. And I think before we go into the questions, it'll be good to hear you both introduce your tools and maybe give a short demo if you want to screen share, so we can just get a sense of what your tools do. So start with you, Chris. You want to introduce yourself and Copylime?
Yeah, I'm Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of Copy.ai. We've been around for 2.5 years now, 2 years and like 4 months. And, we started off as a copywriting tool to really help people brainstorm. And we still are, but we've expanded a little bit more into like the strategy. And we're trying to go deeper into a business and helping people run their businesses really effectively and efficiently. I can give a quick overview and I'll show off the tools that are most relevant here. So, SEO blogs are pretty big. So I'm going to show off our blog post wizard. This is a quick way to try to draft the first draft of a blog. So let's try typing in something, AI in marketing, and then some keywords like generative AI or something like that. We can use this. We generate an outline. From the outline, we actually will generate some talking points. That outline wasn't that great, but we're just going to blow through it for demo's sake. It gives you a little bit more talking points. So it's like, hey, this paragraph should be talking about these things. And you click one more button to generate the content, and it will transform these headers and bullet points into paragraphs. And then you can click create blog posts, and you'll see we have 431 words in about, 2 minutes of writing, 2 minutes of, using it. Now, of course, when you actually use it, you want to make sure to, make it really yourself. You want to make sure those bullet points are accurate. You want to make sure the outline is good, but it's a way to get you that first drafts much, much faster. Another thing that we offer are these more general purpose writing tools. And one of these is called Freestyle. This is one of our best ones. And for anything that, you really need help writing, we can help you do it. So give me something like a sales email, I guess. And we'll do like Copy.ai is an AI powered marketing tool for SEO. Let's just throw that in there. This tool is really powerful because it's actually more creative of a writer. And we actually find this having better results than like ChatGPT from these type of pieces of content that require a bit more creativity, or you want it to sound a little bit more human. So yeah, there you go. And then the last thing I want to show you everyone is that we have a beta, and I'll actually have it open a different tab. This is like to try to create an SEO content brief. So AI in marketing, we can try that. You can give a quick description of your company, and then you can run it. This is actually still in private alpha, so it's not available yet, but we'll be launching it real soon. So giving everyone a sneak peek of what's coming next. The thing that's special about this tool is it actually goes out and researches this topic and creates this content brief with that research in mind. So it's not just, the AI making things up. It's actually based on the real SERP and data from the SERP. So you can see this, and all of that, but it tailors it towards your business. So that's why we ask for a background of your business or website or the blog that you're trying to rank. And you'll see, here you go, you have the next outline, and then we give even additional potential like search intent, what people also ask. And another step for this would be probably pulling in actual links that can help you out with your content. And so that's a really, really brief overview of AI.
Thank you. That was really interesting. I especially like the extra bit at the end with the brief tool. That's going to save a lot of content managers' time. Very cool. All right, Peter, I'll go hand straight over to you.
All righty. Let me try and share the screen. One second. Desktop 1, desktop 2, desktop 3. I've got 3 desktops, but it doesn't show me the preview. Just 1 second.
No worries.
Why is it not showing the preview? Oh dear.
Let me double check that you are a co-host.
Okay.
Should be. So can you see the green button saying share screen?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I need to open system preferences now. You can tell I've not used this.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Let me allow Zoom to needs to record my screen. But to do that, I need to quit and reopen Zoom. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I do that and rejoin? Sorry.
Zoom does that. I don't know why. It's really
It does
annoying.
that. Yeah. Yeah, I think once I do it for the first time, I might remember it.
Yeah, so maybe quit and jump back in. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies.
We'll give that a go. No problem.
Really sorry.
Hey, Veronica, just to sneak in there a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry about being.
That's all right.
Need some holding music, like an elevator.
Just while Peter's gone, I actually have used your tool, Chris. I remember the talking points. I found those really useful. I think I just didn't get to the part where you create the whole blog post. I think I just had the talking points, but yeah, it looks amazing, especially the SEO stuff. That's really cool.
Awesome. Thank you. We have a lot more that we're going to be launching, and we're really excited. It's going to do actually more. Right now, up until this point, pretty much been using the AI to brainstorm and stuff, but it's more valuable when the AI can actually go out and learn real world stuff.
Yeah, very exciting.
Okay, I'm back. Should I try again?
Yeah, give it a go.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Okay, it's now good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just pick this screen. Okay, can everyone see?
By the way, we can't see you on camera, but we can see
Oh,
your screen share.
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. Oh, let me try. Okay. Start video. Okay, that might.
There he is.
Okay. Hi. Excellent. So yeah, copylime.com. Yeah, that's another AI writing tool. This is mainly for bloggers, copywriters, for marketers, and entrepreneurs and startup founders. So yeah, this is the limited landing page. You know, as a solo startup founder, I try to gather all the feedback I get as I put all the feedback on the main page. I've got a free trial here as well. And if we dive into that's my favorite tool, I call it the article writer. So you can see it's one of the ways that I wanted to build this tool is that it's very simple. The user experience is very, straightforward. It's enjoyable. It's like one page at the end of the content generation. You have everything on this page. So what keywords should we write something for? Do you think any suggestions? We can say AI writing perhaps, and then we can generate the article title. So yeah, so you can see we got it outline, very straightforward, or one page. We've also got the drop down here to select the languages. So you have a number of languages. Let's leave it on the default one. You can see I'm on an unlimited account that I created for myself, but usually it's like credit driven. So there's a note, for generating the introduction, and then each section it will consume credits. So actually you can put up to as many outline items that you want. I think I'll need to put a limit of some sort of like 100 or something, because some people power SEO bloggers, they really write long articles here. But yeah, let's outline. Let's just run on that one. So yeah, this will be, you've got a progress indicator here as well, and it will once it hits 100, you have the full article ready. And once it's done, I can actually see once it starts writing. So we've got the first section is done, and we've got 428 words. They can see it we'll just keep adding. We're at 42% now. Excuse my voice. I'm just recovered from an illness, so a man flu, my wife calls it. But yeah, I think it was more serious than that. Yeah, so I've got another section, so you can see 960 words, 1200 words. Yeah, 71%, and 1400 words, and it's finished now. So yeah, we've got the conclusion as well here at the end, and we've got this, 5 outline article here. As you can see, it's all in one page, all very efficient, I would say. Many of my users tell me like it's so simple. They love it for the fact that it's so simple. One screen does it all. And recently I've also added this magic, write more button. So you can pretty much select a sentence or a paragraph, or even just leave it at the end of the paragraph, and then just, if you click this sparkles button, it will write more content for what you've highlighted. Or well, you can see it immediately added 300 words around that paragraph, so you can see that the article grows and grows. So yeah, sky's the limit what you can really write. You can write any length, so we can extend on that paragraph as well, and so on. So you can see in a couple of minutes you've got 1,700 words, and you can just go in, add your personal touch or the cherry on top from yourself, and you can just publish the article. So that's got 1,900 words now. So that's the most used tool pretty much of Copylime. I've also got the essay writer. That's the similar approach, and we've got the cold email writer here as well. For some of the we've got some of the copywriting frameworks as well, like feature, benefit, outcome, where you can describe your feature here, and it will write the rest for you. So the benefit and the outcome, I find that that's quite popular as well. We've got the problem, agitate, solve here as well. So you can see it quickly wrote. So for myself, as a busy dad of 3, my brain sometimes in the evenings is shut down. So when I come to this tool, it helps me unlock my kind of brain and creativity. And if you like to write books, I've also got a number of book tools here that I've worked with some of people who actually wrote books. So I had like a little focus group, and they helped me fine-tune these chapter tools and so on. So again, the feedback that I've received was really good. And as always, you can see I've got this need a new tool, completely customer obsessed, like Amazon. So I'm happy to take requests for new tools, and I'll build it with users. So whatever, if there's something you don't see there, just let me know, and I'll put it together for you. So yeah.
Can I ask more about this excuse writer?
Oh yes, excuse writer. Yeah, that's very useful for husbands or partners. So it writes 5 good excuses for you or anything. So what would you be looking to write an excuse for?
Why I can't put out the washing today.
Okay. Put out the washing today. Yeah. So. Yeah, abducted by aliens. Sprain both of your wrists. Yeah, it's a full moon. Yeah, so that's how it works. And also in the personal tools, I've also got the greeting cards for different occasions. If you want to get creative and so on. So it supports Christmas and Halloween, birthdays. Apparently people send out cards for Halloween. I've overheard someone saying in the supermarket, I haven't sent out my Halloween cards. I was like, people send Halloween cards? What's happening here? So yeah, it comes with some customization things, like if you want to congratulate someone, highlight an event, or who you want to write it for. So yeah, it's one of these fun tools, I would say, could be very useful to some. Yeah, and other sections, like website tools. And I find the indie hackers community, they really like the startup idea tool. So you can type in what you want to build, or if you don't know what niche you want to target, you just put anything, and it will fuel you with ideas for startups. So yeah, that's some of that.
Amazing. Thanks so much for that demo, Peter.
Thank you.
Yeah, both very exciting tools. And how are people currently using them, in terms of content marketers? Are content marketers beginning to use them for their jobs, or is it more founders and non-contenty people? How are you finding that split? Chris?
Our top of funnel is very wide. I would say it's probably a third is content market, and like maybe a third sales, and then a third just general business owners. And so, the content marketers, though, they really love the SEO aspect. They really love the using freestyle. As a matter of fact, we have a few teams using our tool just to do like backlink outreach. So it's like, hey, I saw you wrote this blog, and we wrote this other blog. We'd love for you to add a reference to it or something along those lines. And that's something that they're able to personalize with Copy.ai, which they weren't able to before. So very exciting stuff.
That's very cool. And same to you, Peter?
Yeah,
How are you
so
finding content people use it?
yeah, so I find, yeah, like I said, the article writer is the most used tool. So yeah, lots of content marketers use this. And you know, the indie developers, solo startup founders like myself, they use it as well for mostly, yeah, the article writer, the SEO stuff. That's the main purpose, to drive traffic to their site. So yeah, I would say, well, yeah, that's a kind of split.
Do you find people create the tool and then heavily edit it, or do some people just post whatever comes out?
I don't keep track. There's no way we can really keep track, but I always encourage everyone to do, you know, add your personal touch to it.
Yeah.
No matter how small, just make it yours. Plug in your product at least, you know, in between the sections. But yeah, otherwise it's up to, yeah, the marketer or the user to do that. Yeah.
Just got a question from before. Oh, it's one that you submitted, Eve. So if you want to add anything to this, but Eve was asking, is it likely that there will be a huge increase in plagiarism due to AI? Are there enough measures being put in place to avoid it?
That's a great question. We actually are of the belief that AI is an empowering tool. And the way we train our models, we actually focus more on creativity and diversity of approach. I know some of the concerns is, oh, well, you know, if it's a really long tail keyword and there isn't much content on the internet, the AI might have ingested that and might repeat that. And that is of a concern. But our approach to it is, well, how do you take something that might have already existed and turn into something new? What's the thing that we can get our users to add additional information in that then generates a new piece of content? So you don't want the AI. No one wants to read just AI writing, right? What they want to read is about other humans' experiences, other humans' learnings, knowledge. AI is just an intermediary to help you express yourself better. In terms of the plagiarism stuff, you know, I know people are starting to launch these GPT-3 detectors and stuff along those lines to try and catch it. And our approach to creativity and, you know, really pushing that originality is actually starting to pay dividends here. As you know, there's some reviews and like, whoa, how does your content rank so low on the GPT detectors? And a lot of that comes down to this focus on, no, we're not writing for people. We're trying to help take those ideas and bring them to life. We're trying to put them into words. These are your ideas. And our entire process is designed for that. It's like the outline. Oh, here's the first draft. You change it to what you want to write. Here's bullet points. You change it to what you want to write. And then ultimately the AI is only an assistant to get you to that first draft. And then you really can edit it to perfection.
Thank you. That's great. Yeah. Adding on that question though, I'm also wondering about people using it for schoolwork. I don't know if that's something that you're going to have like too much insight into, because I guess you're not in academia. But yeah, I saw an article about, I just pulled it up. In Australia, they're returning to pen and paper exams because students are being caught using AI, maybe like your tool, Peter, to write their essays. So I wonder if you've had any people approach you with that kind of idea.
So in terms of plagiarism, for Copylime, I've executed, you know, I use a tool called Webscape. It seems to be the industry leader for plagiarism detection. And I've tested and tested and tested, and it didn't hit any, it was all no plagiarism, because the way I've built the AI models, it's really, again, like pretty much similar to Chris. You know, it's all about the creativity, and it's focused around the contextual relevance, you know, so, and unleash the creativity. There are many ways to use the AI things, but there are, again, certain ways to make it produce content that's really original. It doesn't matter what data it's been trained on. So yeah, I've tried and tested against Webscape. I don't know if you've heard of that or used that, but it's very, very useful. Seems to be the industry leader in the space, but yeah, I've had no hits. So people can use it, of course, you know, but again, add your personal touch to everything that comes out of AI, especially written content, because it's so easy. Images, audio, it's not that easy to add your personal touch. Well, you can do in Paint, you know, add some scribbles, but text, it's just so easy to make it your own, you know, just get, I like to tell people, use it to inspire yourself, be it like a guidance for you, what to focus on, what to write, and what to expand on. And then, yeah, for that extra peace of mind, use Webscape. The Jasper, I think they kind of resell those services of Webscape. So it's kind of built in, which is great. Me as a solo founder, I would love to implement that. But then as a solo startup founder, you have to do everything yourself. So there's this marketing and doing that. So yeah, on the to-do list, and it will come at some point. But yeah, so far I had good results. So yeah.
Thanks very much, both of you.
Thank you. And jumping into a question that Veronica had from before as well, or a couple of questions. So how do you want to see marketers using your tools in 2023? Any new exciting developments coming up? And how could social media marketers be using your tools? So feel free to answer any of those.
Yeah, so we actually started off with social media managers, and at the time, man, there's a lot of history here. People actually didn't want AI tools to be doing blogs and stuff, longer form stuff. So we actually have our lifeblood starting off in social. And, the biggest pain point there is the content treadmill, right? You just constantly have to come out with content. Like even after this call, you're probably going to need to write 3, 4, 5 pieces of content on 4 or 5 different social media platforms. And then you may even want to have like 2 or 3 posts per platform. Suddenly it adds up. You're looking at 10 to 25 posts saying the exact same thing, but you don't want to say copy and paste the same exact message. And so that's where our freestyle tool came to life, where it's like, hey, you can just like have the same information and just change the top field. It's like, oh, I need a webinar follow-up email. I need a Instagram caption. I need a LinkedIn post, and it will do it. And we think that that's really, really powerful of a tool to really help you, get the different types of content that you need really, really rapidly.
That sounds great. I didn't think of that use case before, but I'm very intrigued to now use it specifically for that. Just redistribution of one big bit of copy in different forms.
Yeah, and I see for 2023, I've had a lot of requests for API, so like application programming interface, so that you can integrate Copylime with different tools like Zapier is it called? And all these kind of tools, so you can programmatically generate things. So there will be that, and images, I think, as the DALL-E or Stable Diffusion is getting better, supplement the content that comes out with imagery to start. Maybe videos one day. I think we're quite far till we see AI producing good videos. But yeah, mostly I see 2023 more blog articles, inspiring content, and yeah, that will be probably the direction.
It's all very exciting. You've both kind of answered this already, but we've got one from Beth who submitted before saying, a lot of AI capability I read about isn't quite there yet. What can content marketers implement now in 2023?
Great question. Our approach to this is AI augments, so if you look at your existing workflows, where does it fit in to help you as an assistant? Where can it fit in to help you, get more done when it's more menial, time-intensive, mind-numbing work, right? So you can actually focus more on the creative strategy, on the different ideas, and the AI kind of helps you execute smaller things. So a good example of this would be, let's say you wanted to target a new keyword, right? And you're using the hub and spokes model. The AI can help you brainstorm all the different topics that you may want to cover inside of that hub and spokes model, or it can take a list of keywords that you have and bring more fidelity into it. It's like, oh, well, this is the keyword we're going after. Here's the angle, the blog topic that we can go after that's related to our company or your business or your own website. If it's not related, it's not going to work because you're not going to satisfy the search intent. And so for every keyword out there, there's different angles that you can really attack. And if you hit those angles properly, you'll actually be able to rank really well, especially for longer tail keywords. And so we see this as like a brainstorming tool. Like in the past, you'd have this spreadsheet, 100 keywords. It's like, oh man, I need to come up with 100, blog titles. And I need to, think about it not just as a blog title, but a blog title for my business or my company. And that's something that makes it a lot faster. And we give you 6, 7 results each time. And all you have to do is pick the one that you like most And I think that's augmentation, where it helps you really drive a step further into your process, and it allows you to move a little faster.
That's awesome. Great use case there, SEO brainstorming.
Yeah, excuse me. Like Chris said, you know, brainstorming, it's a big part of it. But I think, you know, automating things like automating the blog production or articles production, that could be a big thing as well, especially for platforms that offer that API that Copylime will offer soon. You'll be able to, you know, use your workflows in whatever workflow manager you have, and then target, you know, different keywords against the API, and you'll immediately receive a bunch of content, 100 articles, how many articles you want, that can then be distributed further to, I know there are some content, you know, marketing agencies that they have hundreds of copywriters working for them. So that kind of workflow, you know, it could get the initial draft and then distribute it across all the writers. So this is kind of a big scale, I would say, once you go towards the programmatic blog generation and so on. So yeah, I think that could be one of the ways to take advantage of the API, of the platforms that offer APIs.
Nice. Oh, there's just so many exciting use cases. Have you found in the last couple of months, content marketers in particular have been like on the radar with these tools compared to even last year?
Definitely. ChatGPT definitely brought a lot of mainstream attention to these AI tools, but it looks like they're going for something that's a little bit more, you know, general purpose. Like you see people coding with it and whatnot. The problem that arises for SEO is they are going to start watermarking those results, right? They're going to create something that allows them to track whether that generation was created by ChatGPT or not. And the reason that's important for them is they want to exclude anything that's generated from their new training data. So if a lot of SEO people started using it to generate a lot of blog articles, they're going to be able to track it. If they can track it, then Google and any other company would be able to track it as well, and they will punish it as well. So, you know, I think that that's a pretty big risk of using ChatGPT. On our side, though, we use some of their models, and we also augment their models with our own data, and that allows the output to be very different than just the raw output you would get from ChatGPT or any of these services. And we think that that will increase the originality, and it will decrease the risk of punishment by Google.
Well, that's a very interesting distinction there.
Very much so.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of kind of fear mongering against, you know, Google detecting things and penalizing. I've got many blog articles published after adding my own touch to them, and once I published them, the traffic just went 4 times up. You know, so at this moment, you know, Google doesn't seem to actively penalize it, or, you know, you would expect Google at least to be transparent about it. If they do, just let you know in a Google search console. But for all my sites that I've published articles with my personal touch on them, there's nothing, just growth. All I see is growth, you know, so it's all good.
I'm intrigued as to how do you both use your own tools in your own workflows?
Great question. At one point, we were publishing something like 20 to 30 blogs a week using it. And we did have a full, you know, content creation process, and it was all human editors. So it's not like we were generating it and then posting it, generating and posting it. But we really tried to go after keywords that were really targeted for us, that we could really show off our tool. And it's worked quite nicely. And we actually have an entire content strategy that we're executing this year to take it to the next level. So very exciting stuff.
That's cool. That would be a great webinar in and of itself. Just seeing that process in action.
Yeah, and I do similar way, you know, like whenever I want to highlight some feature that could be helpful to users, I try to put an article together, of course, inspire the first draft using Copylime, and then highlight the benefits, because at the end of the day, you know, it's all about helping others, you know, achieve the results. Again, with this whole this fear mongering against AI, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you think about it, if the article is helpful to others, if it helps people achieve their goals, does it really matter where it came from? You know, it could come from Mars for all I care about, as long as it helps me do X, Y, and Z. You know, ultimately that's what your customers, what your readers care about. Yeah, I think there's potential in it, and I hope Google will be transparent with us if they do anything, because they're transparent, right, about many things. So yeah, so that's how I use it as well. I've got as a solo startup founder, you know, I kind of have like a portfolio of small bets, you know, so I've got other micro startups as well, and I do use it to write SEO content. And I see, you know, once I publish it 2-3 weeks and the search keywords, you know, start popping up, and I get traffic, organic, free traffic, the best to it. So yeah, it works quite well in my workflow.
Oh, it's good to know you're both using your own tools within your workflows.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone have any final questions for Chris and Peter?
Yes, I wrote about this, I think about a year ago, the question of, do you think AI will replace human copywriters? And my answer then was no, it will more be like a tool or like something that you use. But do you foresee maybe the number of career copywriters decreasing due to these tools, or do you think they'll just be empowered by them?
My perspective and our company perspective is there are not enough copywriters. Right? If you look out there and you look at all the messaging that's written in the world, what percentage of them are written well? You know, I can tell you it's not that high. You know, my inbox is a testament to it. You know, everywhere you look, it's like the message is just not compelling. People are not very good writers. That being said, AI is just a tool, right? It's like asking, hey, you know, will everyone in the world be able to do math if they had calculators? It's like, yeah, to a certain extent. But the mathematicians will be able to do a lot more with it. They'll be able to do a lot faster stuff. They'll be no longer have to focus on like, oh man, what is this multiplication thing? Instead, they can focus on a higher level picture. And we think that that's really important. AI, I anticipate to take the same trend. The most important aspect of AI is that it has to remain human centric, right? Everything we do still needs to come back to why does somebody want to do it? And everything there leads to, well, you know, a human wants to do it in order to help somebody else. You know, content is all about sharing your information, your story. No one wants to read something that's purely written by an AI because we can't relate to an AI. It's like, oh, I'm not the algorithm. It's really hard. So it's like, I want to learn about your experiences in the world. I want to learn about what you're teaching and your learnings so that I can apply it to my own life. I don't want to read a prediction of what might happen if this happens. And I think that that's really, really important. So to answer your question, I don't think it's going to replace humans. I think it's going to give every single human 100x capability. It's like giving every single person out there an infinite number of assistants. And that's really powerful, but you just have to harness them in the right way and really empower people to be able to use it to the maximum.
Thank you. I love that calculator analogy.
Yeah, and Veronica commented a similar thing about loving the comparison, the calculators.
Yeah, it's just a tool, I would say as well. You know, it's a tool, and those who use it will go further than the ones that don't, because it's all about, you know, unleashing. We're all humans, you know, and just this little trigger to unleash the creativity or just sparkle that bit of inspiration. I think it could help copywriters. So it could be, it's again a tool, you know, to help. Yeah.
Cool. I've got a question, and yeah, I'd like to add great presentations from both of you on your software. I'll definitely be checking them out. What are your opinions about ChatGPT? There's a lot of people talking about that at the moment and sharing their results, particularly on social media. So it'd be interesting to get your perspective as maybe comparison to what you guys have or are offering.
Yeah, great question. So ChatGPT, as I mentioned earlier, is a very general purpose thing. They're trying to create AGI, artificial general intelligence, meaning they want it to be able to do all kinds of stuff, like writing code and, you know, poetry and whatever. In our eyes, ChatGPT is a great showcase of what is possible, but it's not very valuable unless you can make it really valuable. It does help a lot with brainstorming, and I would say that's very, very important. but it doesn't have real world information. It doesn't, it only is trained up, I think, June of 2021. So, there's a lot of these downsides to it. So our job is to take this underlying power and make it really useful for people at scale. Right. It's like, oh, ChatGPT can't write blogs super well. It can write, a good chunk, but it's not the most intuitive interface to be able to write a blog and do your deep writing. So I think that, it's a really good sign for the industry. It's a great UX, but there's a long ways to go to really improve that and make it really valuable in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, ChatGPT is definitely trending these days. I'm sure we've all seen someone mention a thing or two about it, but yeah, it's I think it's so popular because it's kind of, you go into like a human to human kind of conversation. So you use the language that's feels like having a conversation. But I've tried it for blog articles, and it could output some content, not very long content, and then you would have to ask, okay, write me more stuff for section 2 or something like that. And then you, as a consumer of the content, need to highlight, copy and paste, and then stick it here and there. So it's nothing as simple as, let's say the Copylime blog generator, where you get everything in one go. And then you can add to things with the write more function. So yeah, with ChatGPT, it's more of a, you still need to copy and paste things, put things together from the whole conversation transcript. I think it's not as easy as that. It's all, again, a tool. So for some it might work well, but for like blog articles specifically, I think there are better tools to achieve it.
Cool. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for distilling the difference between ChatGPT and your tools. Are there any final things that you both wanted to share before we log?
Not so much, but it's a really exciting space, and I think we're going to see some crazier improvements in the next 12 months. So it's really exciting, and I'm glad that you guys are learning why it's important, the advantages, the disadvantages, and that will really help future-proof you. And really, if you become a user of the tool, you suddenly start benefiting from all the benefits of using it, right? It's like, oh wow, I know how to use these systems, and that's actually unbelievably more valuable to companies. People, like, I would rather hire somebody who knows how to use these tools than use the tools myself, because I have limited time in my day, and I think that's going to be extremely powerful. It's like the next computer. It's like, if you know how to use it early on, you're going to benefit from it a lot more in the long term.
Hope so.
Yeah, definitely an exciting future ahead all of us. Yeah, I just wanted to add, that as a solo startup founder, of Copylime, I have this, I'm obsessed about customers, just like Amazon is. And if there's a tool that you don't see there, but you think you would need it, I'll happily build it with you and for you. So sky's the limit what we can achieve. But yeah, if there is any feature request, I'm actively taking them and implementing for things that you'll find useful and so on. And yeah, there's a coupon code, Content UK, that gets you 25% lifetime off. So yeah, there's that.
Thank you very much for that, Peter. We really appreciate it.
Problem.
Yeah, I can't wait to dive into both of your tools and play around with them. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Super insightful, and so excited for what the future will hold for AI content tools. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you for having.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.